Hello, hello, everyone. Webinar is live. You should be able to hear me, so use the chat box and say hi. There we go. Awesome. I'll share my screen in a moment just so it doesn't do that mirror effect in and of itself. What's going on, Doug? Hey, Siri. By the way, that's like the best name. Oh my gosh, my iPhone just enabled itself because of Hey Siri. That's hilarious. And it did it again. What's going on, Daryl? Brad, you're always on this. I love it. Michael, what's up, Eugene? We got Z in the house, Christopher, Steve Baker from Memphis. Everyone just shoot out where you're from and let's get the show on the road. We got George, Roger in Canada. You know, Canada's a big place. I'm in Canada too. Cedric, Jesse, we got Igor. What's up, Igor? Trent, Mark, James, Bob from Chicago, Slovenia, Inverness. I'm not sure what that is. Sounds cool. Brad might learn something new that I missed before. Yeah, you've been on this before, I think. You might pick up a couple gold nuggets, but you might have seen this already. Doug, Cincinnati, Christopher from the UK, Kansas, New Jersey. What's up, Lori? We got Z. All right, guys, we're going to give at least another minute just for the laggards to show up as usual. And thank you for coming early and on time for those of you that did. We got Drew Bennett in Little Rock. Marty, Don from Houston. Roger from Northern Ontario. Ooh, must be cold there. What's up, Walt? Jim, Rick, Christopher. Christopher, is this Scope Leads? Considering that is my company, I guess you can call it that. Eugene, how do I go on the public chat? You are on the chat. It's for us to see. The chat is not public in that sense. All right, guys, I'm going to share my screen so you can see what is happening. You should be able to see really simple cold emails that actually work. Training starting soon. How does that look? Doug says, got it. Igor says, fine. Good, good, good. Okay. Perfect. All right, guys, why don't we just get the show on the road? You know, I love doing these sort of webinars. You might have heard some of the principles here. You might have read some of it on my blog. But today we're going to be talking about cold emailing. And a lot of you have come because you've entered in with our support in our little bubble on our website, or you emailed in a question before, you know, checking out our training or our software or our blog. Some of you have been subscribers since the early days. So, you know, if any of this seems familiar to you, then that's fine. But I'm sure you will learn a lot of new stuff and really improve your prospecting game. So let's get started. All right, this training is for you if you've tried getting clients, but you hate cold calling, hard selling, and meeting prospects in person. Or maybe you already landed a couple of consulting clients, but you're struggling to get consistent, predictable sales. Or you have experience with sales, but you'd like to add another stream of leads. Or last but not least, maybe you want a step-by-step action plan to get endless leads that actually need your SEO services or PPC or web design or any sort of digital marketing. Do me a favor before we get started. I want you to forget what you know about cold emailing, because I promise you, no one is doing this stuff and no one is teaching this stuff. So like the picture says, keep calm and forget it, because you might come in with this thought that, cold emailing is spammy, or it's like cold calling people hate it and it doesn't work and it costs a lot of money or effort or whatever it is. What I'm going to show you today is completely the opposite of that. And it's a lot of times when people don't have proper training or a good case study to see something successful, that they come in with these preconceived notions. So do me a favor, come in with a clean slate, cross off all your beliefs, and have an open mind. All right. So a bit about who I am before we begin. My name is Lior, and a lot of you may know me from the blog, as I mentioned, ScopeRush, and a lot of you may have heard of some software that I've developed and things like that. But really the way I got started in this whole client journey is because of Amazon. So back in the day, 3 things happened at the same time. I dropped out of university, I moved out of my parents' house, and I quit my comfortable marketing job at a software company. And I quickly realized that I need to make an income because I'm living on my own and I have no idea what I'm going to do. And so my friend introduced me to the concept of selling ebooks to people that already have Kindles and can download these books through Amazon. So what we did really quickly is I would hire writers, they would publish these books, and then we would actually rank these books on Amazon. And I started to make a little bit of money doing that. And then I realized soon after, if I can do this ranking stuff, and I started learning how to game the algorithm of Amazon and all that stuff, what about doing this for people that already have a business, right? Already have a website. I can offer this to them as a service. And that's exactly what I did. So I started to offer marketing services to people that already had businesses, and they would start paying me. And I stumbled into this world of consulting or, agency marketing, whatever you want to call it, by accident. And then soon after, I realized there's a whole bunch of, agencies that actually do this sort of thing. So that's a little bit of my backstory. And ever since then, I've been traveling all over the world, taking my laptop with me and running this agency. This is me in Thailand. I'm not really sure what I'm doing with this elephant, but I gave it a bath and took some pictures. So in this training, I'm going to show you exactly how to cold email and land 4-figure clients with only a couple of emails sent per day. Okay? 4-figure meaning they're paying you at least $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, even more per month. Okay? And that's something you got to keep in mind. So after watching this webinar, you'll be able to get in front of prospects that desperately need your services but don't know how to find you. You'll have profitable leads sitting in your inbox that respond to your outreach. You'll be able to add $20,000 in yearly income from each new client, because if you remember, every client is another $1,000, $2,000, assuming that they stay with you for 12 months. And last but not least, you'll know exactly what you need to go out and do to accomplish this every single day. Okay, I'm not going to leave anything out here. And I'm not a huge fan of doing these sort of screenshots, but here's one of my favorite clients for over $2,000 a month. Here's another one for $3,150 recurring. All right, I think you get the point. Can we move on? Okay, good. All right, so if you're already in the affiliate marketing sphere, you might be thinking, do I even want to take on clients? Why should I work with clients and all that sort of thing? So here's my sort of reasoning for why clients are probably the best thing to do, especially if you need cash flow to begin with. So the number one reason is you get paid every single month recurring. If you add another client, you make even more money. You also get paid upfront before starting the work. So if you need to pay, let's say, for your client's links or for pay-per-click or anything else that your client may need, they've paid you upfront before the month even starts. So you have that cash. Now you can go and spend it on those expenses. right? To me, that's huge for cash flow. And there's also an extremely low acquisition cost. So it's either completely free, and I'll show you how to do that, or it could be really next to nothing with a couple of tools and just your time essentially to get these clients. You don't need a huge budget just to spend on ads, all right? And all of this can be replicated without cold calling or hard selling or having to spend a ton of time or money finding these prospects. And of course, you never have to meet anyone in person ever. I think when I got started, since I've got started, the dozens of clients I've worked with, I probably only met 2 because one happened to live in my city and wanted to meet up, and the other was a family friend. So there's really no reason to ever have to even meet your clients. Everything can be done over email, over the phone, and you don't have to worry about that if that's something that, sort of bothers you to deal with people. And it's not because I'm a genius that I was able to figure all this out. I just asked myself 2 simple questions. How can I find or build a list of emails of people that actually need my marketing help? And second, what can I do or say to them that will make them respond and pay for my services? Right? So how do I find these people and what do I say to them? In the email, of course. So before I answer that, I want to ask you a quick question. Is this you? Have you ever spent a ton of time or money trying a prospecting method that doesn't work? Maybe like cold calling or sending physical mail or door knocking. Or you would definitely take on recurring income clients if they showed interest, but you don't think you can land big ones. Or maybe you're nervous to speak to a random stranger and tell them about the problems with their marketing. Or maybe you understand it takes patience to sell clients, but you don't want to waste time without a clear step-by-step process. Give me a 1 if any of these sound like you, or if you find yourself sort of nodding like, yeah, that's me. All right, got a lot of 1s. Okay, good. Well, if you gave me a 1 or you answered yes to any of those, then I'm sorry to say, but you're still in trouble. Because if you sift all day through business directories trying to find prospects, how much time are you going to waste? If you don't know how to find their email addresses or what to say to them, how can you sell them your solution? Or even if you have that, how do you ensure you're not marked as spam and ruin your email reputation forever? Okay, yeah, Eugene said it's hard to find good leads. That's exactly right. Well, I was in trouble too, but I kept testing and testing until I found a solution. So follow along closely because that's what this webinar is about. It's what I found that works and how exactly I tweaked it to make it work really, really well. So the first thing I want to start with is what I like to call the math or cold email math. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to prove with math why cold emailing is the most effective form of outbound prospecting pretty much in this decade. Okay, so let's hop over to my sheet over here. Okay, so you should be able to see my Google Sheet. Let me just zoom in for those of you. Okay, that's a lot better. And what you can see is that in month 1, I have a new business that I'm starting. And my starting revenue is obviously $0 because we just got started. Now, this month in new clients, I want to gain $5,000 in new clients, meaning at the end of the month, my end revenue is going to be $5,000. Okay, pretty simple. How many clients do I need in order to make $5,000 in revenue this month? Well, I need to sell 3 clients or 3.33 clients if I charge $1,500 per month. All right, we can round it up and just say 3. That's fine. Now, how many consultations do I need to have this month in order to land those 3 clients? That means I need to speak to 13 people because right now I'm doing about 1 in 4 conversions. So about 25% of the people I speak to, or a quarter, will turn into an actual client. okay? So that means I need to speak to 13.33 people throughout the month. How many consultations is that per day? That's 0.44, if you divide it by 30 days of the month. Or you can say, half a consultation every day, or one consultation every other day. Okay, does that make sense? One consultation every other day. Now, how many emails do I need to send in order to get one consultation every other day? One person to agree, say, hey, yeah, let's get on the phone and talk about it. Well, I need to send 666 emails. Now, the way I got to that number is because currently for every 50 emails I send, I'm going to get one person that not only replies, but says, sure, let's get on the phone. Let's have a consultation. All right, now that might sound like a big number, but if we break it down per day again, then over the month, I only need to send 22 emails per day. Okay, so if I send 22 emails per day, I'm going to get 666 emails over the month. I'm going to have one consultation every other day. I'm going to have 13 consultations over the whole month, which means I'll close about 3 of them. Okay, so if I close those 3 and I send 22 emails per day, then my annual revenue after the first month is $60,000. And that's, assuming that 3 clients stay for 12 months and, some of them will leave you, and that's fine, but this is just for, for argument's sake. Okay, so that's not bad. Now let's go to the second month. Now my starting revenue, remember they pay me monthly, is $5,000. But my goal for this month in new clients is another $5,000. So that by the end of the month, same goal and everything, I'm going to be ending with $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue. How many clients do I need to get to that point? Well, it's the exact same thing because it's the same goal. I only need to get 3 clients, only need to send 22 emails. All right. And if I do that, I have a 6-figure business by the end of month 2. All right. So do you see how this works? Now, if the great thing about this spreadsheet is if I take this whole row, I can actually drag it down, and see what the rest of the year is going to be like. And this is considering that my goal is always going to be the exact same thing. Just add another $5,000 this month, another $5,000, another 3 clients, another 3 clients, and nothing changes. So that by, almost half a year, we have $360,000 in annual revenue. All right. Do you guys see how this works? This math? Give me a 22 if you think you can send 22 emails per day. In the chat box right now, give me a 22. Okay, Z, Blair, Walt, Christopher, Siri, Edward, Trent, Michael. Okay, it's too many. You get the point, right? Is it that hard to convince someone to speak to you every other day of the month? Meaning you do nothing all day. Let's say you're doing absolutely nothing, but can you convince one person to just talk to you every other day, or half a person to talk to you every day? Hell yes. Yeah, Mandeep's like, yes, not hard at all. It's exactly right. And that's exactly what we're doing here. Now, the best part about this math is that you can actually change it to whatever you want. So if you charge more than I do, let's say you charge $2,000 per month. Let's just change this to 2,000 up here. Oops. And now you only need 2.5 clients. Now, how many consults do you need? Let's say you're actually better than me at sales and you can close every 1 of the 3 people you speak to. Well, now look how many emails you need to send. You only need to have a quarter of a consultation every day. So 1 consult every 4 days, right? That's almost like 1 consultation a week. That's really not that hard. And look how many emails you need to send now, only 12. And your revenue stays the exact same. All right, some people are asking if they can get this sheet. Yeah, if you stay until the end, I'll definitely link out the sheet to you so you can share this and plug in your own numbers and play with it. But yeah, this is how you can predictably grow your business, because you're no longer just sending an email there, an email here. You're knowing exactly what you need to do every single day to go out and get these numbers. And the more you do it, the better your numbers get. All right. So let's go back to the presentation and let's move on with the 3 sources of cold email leads. So where are we going to find these leads? Where are we going to find these prospects that we actually need in order to send them out? Well, we can get purchase lists. We can go and buy the lists. We can manually build them ourselves, or we can gather them in an automated fashion with different tools. All right, so let's go over each of these and explain how they all work. So the first source is purchased lists. Now, the pros of buying a list is that everything is there for you. There's no work required. It's already niche down, and you can sometimes even get really custom with other variables like how many employees they have or what revenue the business is making, things like that. Now, the cons of buying a list is that it can get very pricey, right? I've seen lists upwards of $2,000 for like a couple thousand emails. It's pretty crazy. There's also many invalid emails in that list because they don't scrub it or they don't validate them and things like that. They're also much more likely to be sent to spam because you're sending, you have a full list now. What are you going to do with it, right? And often you don't get the list. You just get the ability to blast the list through the broker's, platform or on their behalf and things like that, right? So where would you go and buy these lists if you want to? Well, a simple Google search for niche plus buy emails is gonna really show you the best options for you. Like if you search plumbers plus buy plumber emails, or email broker for plumbers, things like that, you'll get a ton of people that sell lists all in the same niche. You can also use a company called Info USA or Info Canada, and they give you really, really detailed lists based depending on what you need. And a little tip for you is you can actually call and ask for the CSV file, because they really only give you the ability to blast through their system. You want to call them and they'll give you the file so you can do it yourself. And let's say you have this list now. How do you send emails to them? Well, if you're not a developer, it's going to be hard to use dev tools to send emails and run your own servers and things like that. You could try uploading them to your paid autoresponder like Aweber or MailChimp. Of course, that's not recommended. You'll probably be banned and have your account lost in 2 seconds. And of course, you could try sending them one by one in your G Suite accounts, things like that, your business email, but that'll probably take you like a year to go through the whole list because you bought a big one. So your best use is to use like A/B split testing with a sample of the list for high open rates. So you want to see, if let's say you bought a list of 10,000 people, send to 500, split that into 250 and 250, test 2 different subject lines, and then send the winning subject line to the rest of the list. You can also use it to fill up a webinar, or you can upload it to a custom audience on Facebook so you can run ads to that niche specifically. All right. Guys, I see a lot of questions pouring through. I promise I will get to them at the end, and we'll go through every single person's question. All right, but we also have our people replying to you if it's really urgent, like audio issues and stuff like that. So overall, I don't recommend the source as I didn't have the best luck with it. All right, I did try buying emails. I very soon felt like I was spending way too much money just to test things. And so I did not, I stopped buying emails. Simple as that. The second source is a manually built list. So the pros of manually building a list is that you get the most accurate data possible. You can find the owner's email this way. You can also find the owner's name, and then you can ensure that they actually need your marketing help before sending the email, right? If you buy a list, you don't have any of that. But the cons is that it takes a lot of time to do, right? Mainly to find the name and the email of the person. It could take a lot of time. You could hire a virtual assistant to do this, but it can get pricey, of course. You can't do a blast with this method because you spend so much time building this list that it'd be a waste to just, blast it. And it's a lot of effort to make it personal with one-by-one emails, with the name and if you want to upload an image or a video or anything like that, it's a lot of effort. But where do you find these leads if you want to manually build your own list? Well, first you need a source of websites, right? Because everything we're doing is based on websites, and it depends on what you sell. So if you're selling reputation management, you can go to Yelp or Yellow Pages, things like that, and you'll find Google Maps. You'll find a bunch of businesses that have bad reviews. You can help them with that. If you sell SEO, you can go to page 2 of Google. If you sell PPC, you can go to Facebook, or you can go to AdWords and click on the ads and check them out there, right? So your best use of these websites is to first ensure that they actually need help with their marketing. And then you add them to a prospecting list. All right, I'll show you that in a second. I personally like to focus on SEO and AdWords mistakes because that's what I sell. So it's really easy to sort of point those out. Then you find the owner's first name and email, and you send a personalized email to the owner with a video audit of their mistakes. All right. So how do you create a prospecting list and find the owner's name and email? Why don't we do one live, shall we? All right, so let's go back to my handy dandy sheet over here. And you can see I have this page open with my prospecting list. And it includes a lot of stuff, such as the company name, the website, how I found them, the keyword I used to find them, the video. Did I upload to Wistia YouTube? Did I find the prospect's name? Did I make a landing page for them? Did I test it? Am I going to send it in the mail, or am I going to send a cold email? Did I send it? Did I log in the CRM? Do I have their address? Do I have their phone number to follow up if I need to? All right. And you can see it's pretty thorough, and I like to keep it nice and clean and thorough just in case I need to follow up properly. All right. So now we need to actually go and find people that are having a problem with their website. So someone throw out a niche in the chat box, and let's start Googling some people's websites. Why not? All right, you got HVAC, roofing repair, web design, chiropractor, limo service. These are good. Give me a nice one. Snow plowing, restaurants. Snow plowing, interesting. Plantation shutters. Wow. Home repair. I like the repair stuff because it does have a lot of money in it. And it's not like dentists, and I know someone threw out dentists and doctors, but they get hit up so much by cold email that I like to focus on these more niche things. So let's go with like something like roofing, motion graphics. Oh, I really like that one. Let's try roofing. So let's someone throw out a city in the States. All right, Chicago. All right, let's do Buffalo. I like Buffalo. Okay, so I'm gonna open a new tab. I'm gonna start searching Google for shingle repair. Let's do Buffalo. Make sure we're on google.com. And case. All right, shingle repair Buffalo. All right, so we got a couple of AdWords over here. Let's open these up. Got some at the bottom. That one's for Toronto. All right, let's see what we got so far. Okay, so this is a Canadian site, doesn't count. All right, so let's look at the ads that we actually clicked first. All right, this one was for the veterans roofing one. What did I search over here? I searched for shingle repair, right? I didn't search for home improvement. I didn't search for roofing. I didn't search for anything like that. I wanted specifically a company that specializes in repairing my shingles. But this company over here decides that they're going to run ads for home improvement. And it says nothing about the keyword I searched. It says nothing about, what I need. It talks about kitchen and bath and windows, what's going on here, right? They're wasting money. They're not showing someone that they are the best option to click on. All right, maybe you can't see that. Let me zoom in. So we need to actually inspect what's going on here before we add them to a list. All right, so now we get to their website and we can see that they actually ran the ad straight to their homepage. That's a huge issue because it's not a landing page and it has nothing to do with the specific service I searched for. Not only that, this is probably like one of the ugliest websites I've ever seen because it doesn't have the call to action. It looks like it's made in, you know, the 70s or the 90s rather. And yeah, it's just not, it's not what we're looking for, right? They're talking about themselves a lot in the small text. It's not a landing page. It's a really, really old website. Do they have a roofing page about shingles? You know, no call to action over here. It doesn't end in a form, nothing. All right, so clearly we can help these people, right? If I sell AdWords, then this is a perfect thing to send them. Okay, I'm going to send them a little video here, but let's try to find who owns this thing first. Let's go to contact page. Or we got a phone number. Does it say anything about the owner? Nothing here. Okay, so one little trick you can do is you can actually take this domain name and you can put it into Whois. Now, Whois is a registry of anyone who owns domains. Most of the time it's private, but sometimes they'll leave their name public and we'll find out the owner. Okay, so you see how fast that was? We actually found the owner's name. His name is Ray Book. We have his address and we have his personal email address, yahoo.com. Okay, so let's go back to our sheet. I'm going to add this. What was it called? Veterans Roofing. I'm going to add the website. Notes is Google Ads, no landing page. I search for shingle repair in Buffalo. Did I make the video for them? And say yes, yes. Did I find the owner's name? Was it Ken? Sorry, Ray Book. And the rest is his email address was vetroofing@yahoo.com. And the phone number, if I need it, it's there. All right, so that's just one lead. Look how many leads we actually opened in such a short amount of time, right? And this is just me explaining it to you. So within literally a couple of seconds, maybe minutes, you can have a bunch of leads open and start going through them. Look at this website. What is going on over here? This doesn't even look like a website to me. Okay. I don't even want to bother looking at this one. It's just awful. But yeah, I would add this to the sheet because it's just bad. This one also, they are sending the clicks to their homepage. Why? Right? Where is the landing page? They have a services page. Do they have one for roofing, for shingles? You know, the ad could at least go here, but there's no title on this page. It says roofing. It doesn't say shingle repair Buffalo. It doesn't let me know I'm in the right place. It doesn't end in a call to action. It doesn't end in a form. It doesn't end in anything. I have all these links I can click on. It's a big issue. All right, so I'll add this to the sheet as well. And I have an email address here. Let's try to see if we can find the owner. Or testimonials, maybe sometimes. Okay, so you can see the owner's name is Mark because they used him a couple times in testimonials. Ed and Mark. You can also try using the Whois, finding more about them. You can also go to BBB and find the owner that way. So yeah, Mark Casilo is the owner. Let's go back. Because sometimes if you click on, I believe I saw that BBB on the home page. If you click on this, sometimes it shows you the owner. Yeah, Marcus is the owner. And great. And the email, mrblast@aol.com. Right? I don't know if you can see it on the bottom left, but if you hover over it, it opens up his email address. So pretty easy, guys, right? We're able to build 1, 2, 3, 3 leads in a couple of minutes. Now, what I usually do is I'll do this like on a Sunday. I'll build up a whole bunch of leads for the rest of the week, and then each day I'll just send them out. You can see how fast we were able to add 3 leads that really, really, really need our help. If we sell PPC, if we sell SEO, just go to page 2, and literally everyone here you can just add to your list and be like, "Why are you on page 2?" You should have a page for shingle repair, and we can rank that page. Easy, right? So I hope you get the point. A lot of people are asking questions about this, but save it to the end, and I'll explain a little bit more about it. Okay, so now that we have a list built, let's discuss what to send them in the email. So there's 4 types of cold emails that I'll send, and they're all used for different purposes. The first one is the audit. Now the audit, we'll go through them in a second. So there's the audit, there's the fake audit, there's the boss trick, and then there's the straight kill. Now they sound like movie titles, but they're really cool, and I'll walk you through each of them. So pay really close attention and take notes, because this is the bulk of what I'm going to show you. So the first type is called the audit. Now in the audit, what we're doing and what I recommend is a custom screen recording video that walks them through their marketing mistakes, right? The same way I was sort of showing you what was wrong on their site. Then I'll take that video and edit it into a video template of you making your offer. So you should already have something recorded of you making your offer. Just edit in the screen recording and take that whole video, paste it into a landing page template, and then send it to the email of the owner. Then you can send a follow-up email, and then of course you can get the consultation. So here's an example of me doing it. So let's just go back one more time. And you can see that on this page over here, I made a custom page. The guy's name is Paul, so I put the URL as Paul. And then in the title, I say, "Paul, here's some mistakes that you're making online." And then he sees his website right away, right? If you got an email with this URL in it, and then you land on a page that says Paul, right? If your name is Paul, and then you see your website with a video, are you not going to watch this video? You're definitely going to watch this video. So let me just show you really quickly what this video has. Just mute my computer. So it starts off with me talking against the wall, just dressed okay, and with a screenshot of his website in the top right corner that I pasted in. Right, very easy so far. Then it goes into me showing the screen recording of the website the same way I sort of showed you. Like this was their sprinkler installation. I went through his ad. I showed him the problem with his ad, how I went to his website. He didn't have a landing page. And then, of course, it goes back to me talking and ending the video in that way. And at the end, it says, "Book your free consultation." And then they can come in and book a time to speak to me. All right, so that's how I would send the email. It's very, very easy to do. It shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes to make that screen recording video, put it into the thing. And this website is just, you can use lead pages. This is Unbounce. And you can just keep changing the person's name in the video. And it does not take more than 30 seconds to just paste this in. All right. This is super, super, super customized, and it gets really good responses. So that is the audit. Now, the second type is called the fake audit. And in this method, you're simply implying that you made an audit for them, but that you need a response first before you send it over. If it's a responsive email address and the person is interested, then they're going to reply asking for you to send it over. So this proves both, right? It proves that the person is actually responsive and that the person is interested in what you have to say. So then you can actually go and do the audit. So this is great for prospects that you don't think are worth the time. Maybe it doesn't look like they have money, or they can't afford you, or they're just not worth the time. Or if you're going to do a whole batch of them at once, you can definitely do that. So this is how the fake audit looks. It's a fake play button. And I basically took a screenshot of his website, and then I put a button, transparent button on top of it in Photoshop or online, and I sent it over in the email. So he thinks there's a video there, and I say, hey, I made this audit for you. If you're interested in watching it, let me know who's the best person to send it to, right? And he'll respond saying, like, whoa, like you made that for me? I'm the best person to send it to. You can send it to me, sure, or you can send it to Jim in marketing, right? That's the fake audit. So you see the genius in that? You don't have to waste time doing a bunch of audits and the landing pages and all that. You can just make this little image, which is much, much faster. The third type is called the boss trick. Now, this strategy is good for larger companies with more hierarchy, as well as when you can't find the appropriate person to email. Now, these people tend to be busier, but if their boss tells them to do something, they must do it, right? So let's say you want to reach Jim in marketing. What you'll do is you'll send an email to Jim's boss first, asking who the appropriate person is to speak to about marketing. Then the boss will forward your email to the proper person, which is Jim, or you can include the previous reply from the boss if he answers you and send it to the proper person, which is Jim, right? So that person that you're trying to reach, they can't ignore an email that has their boss telling you to speak to them, right? So this almost guarantees a consultation every single time. Do you see how that works? You're trying to reach Jim, so instead you email Jim's boss. You say, who do I speak to? And then he'll be like, oh, go speak to Jim. So he'll either forward your email or you'll just say, hey, Jim, your boss just told me to speak to you, so let's do this. That's the boss trick, okay? So use it when you see there's a lot of hierarchy in the company or there's a bunch of departments and things like that. It'll definitely come in handy. Now, the fourth type is called the straight kill. Now, it's just like it sounds like. You're going straight for the kill, trying to make the sale in your first email. Going straight for the kill can be effective for foot in the door sales or low-priced offers, right? So the idea is to gain commitment for something small like just a consultation or a sale right away for a small offer, like $20 and I will make your cover page, right? Or give me $20 and I will create your Google business listing. Things like that where it's a no-brainer for them to accept. And they're either interested or will have more questions and will reply to your email. And what you do after that is you upsell them into your main services once they are your client. And of course, you can turn them into really high-paying clients because they're going to listen to you because they already paid you something. And this can be combined with what I like to call a fake straight kill. So check this out. This guy Daniel, I never even signed up for a trial with Adobe, but he emails me, call with Adobe. So I'll read it really quickly. Hi, Lior. I hope all is well with you. We've never met, but I'm writing because I noticed that you started a trial with us the other day. I thought it made sense to reach out to you directly since we work with a ton of other businesses in your area. If you're open to it, it would be a great idea, or it would be great to learn more about what you're doing and how we might work together. Can you or someone on your team hop on a quick 15-minute call next week to explore? Daniel. All right, so this is actually, I never signed up for a trial. Maybe I did months ago, but he sent me the email, and right away I was thinking, wow, this is an amazing cold email. And I actually replied, and we went back and forth about, cold email strategies and things like that. So I want to show you now the do's and don'ts of cold emailing based on Daniel's email to me. So what you do want to do is state why you are emailing right away, right? So this can be, like in his first example, we've never met, but I'm writing because I noticed you started a trial, right? Or you can say, I'm writing to you because I noticed you have this huge mistake on your website. Then you want to include social proof of how you're a good and interesting fit. So in his example, he said, I work with a ton of other businesses in your area. And to me, I'm like, whoa, who does he work with in my area? That's like really cool. I want to know what other businesses are using this guy and why. So that's social proof right there. Include a call to action. So this can either say, click on this link and book a time with me, or, reply right now and let me know, or let me know if you have time for, or do you have time for a call next week? Things like that. You're demanding a response, and that's what he did. And of course, you can include your phone number in case some people, very few, will just decide to skip it all and just give you a call right away, right? Especially in the United States, some people are very straight shooters like this. They don't like dealing with email. They'll pick up the phone and call you. Now, what you don't want to do, absolutely not under any circumstances, is include a link to your website. All right, let's look at his email. Do you see a link to his website? Adobe Sign at the bottom is not hyperlinked. And the reason for that is because if you leave a link to your website, the person is going to click on it. And if they click on it, they're going to make a decision for themselves whether or not it is worth it to even speak to you. They're going to say, this service is not for me. They're not going to hear you out. Or so you don't want to include a link to your website, or else that will happen. You don't want to use CC or BCC or anything like that. You don't want to use attachments because that'll just go to spam. You don't want to give over too much information of what you're trying to accomplish, or make the email too long or anything like that. And of course, don't beg or be salesy. I've looked over hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of cold emails at this point, and I've seen people all the time essentially begging or sending a whole essay about why they're the best and how much about them. People don't care about you. They care about themselves. So you have to make your email all about them, how you can help them, right? Why they should give their time to you. That's the mindset you need to have. So those are do's and don'ts. Make sure to write them down. And yeah. Here's a little bonus for you. These are the highest converting subject lines that you can do to actually start off your email. So the subject line is what determines if your email even gets opened or not. So you want to make it count by raising curiosity. If they don't open the email, if they just trash it, then there's no point in what you write inside the email. So you want to make it count. And these are my top 4 highest converting subject lines. We have strange question. And then that can be, about the fake audit, or rather the audit. Appropriate person could be for the boss trick, right? Who's the appropriate person to send this to? Or it could be for the fake audit. Have you seen this question mark? Is, for any problems on their website, anything like that, or maybe even the audit, like, have you seen this problem? Your website's broken, question mark. Now this one you gotta be really careful with because it's super, super effective. I think it gets over like 80% response rate. But if the prospect might get pissed off if their website's not actually broken and you made them rush their email to open it. So you wanna make sure that you're only sending it if something's really broken or something's really missing on their website, okay? So that's how that one works. Now, here are some crucial tools for cold emailing. You can use Yesware, Sidekick, and those are going to allow you to track your email opens. You need to know who's opening your emails, or else you're not going to know if your subjects are effective or not. You can use a tool like Rebump, and that's going to allow you to follow up. I think they only allow 1 sequence, but you can sort of follow up with anyone who doesn't respond to you. And that saves a ton of time every single day because you just sent 22 emails, but now you got to follow up on whoever didn't respond, right? You can use Camtasia or ScreenFlow or Loom or Jing, Cloud App, any of those to record your screen and send over the audits. Then you can use something like Wistia or Vimeo. Either of those two I recommend for hosting marketing videos, which is the audit. You can use Unbounce, Lead Pages, ClickFunnels for hosting landing pages. And then, of course, Gmail or G Suite plus a little plugin called Canned Responses, and that will save you time just copying and pasting your email template every single time you do it. All right. All in all, these softwares will probably run you like Unbounce or ClickFunnels like $100, Wistia 30, ScreenFlow is another 200, Rebump's another like 30, Yesware. You're looking at around $200 to $300 per month in softwares. Now, that might sound like a lot, especially if you're just getting started, but if you think about it, you could do it for free, but it'll look cheap if you put the video on YouTube and things like that. And if you think about it, if you get one client in the entire month, right, your goal is to get 3, let's say, if you use my example, then you already have $1,000, $2,000 client pays you every single month. What's $200 or $300 at that point? So you really have to look into investing into tools that are going to make this super, super effective and save you a ton of time, right? You can't sit there manually following up and doing all the stuff yourself. So far we went over purchase lists to get the lists and manually scraping, and we also said what to send in the email, but we didn't cover the third one, which was automation, right? How can we have that Google Sheet, for example, automatically build itself in order to have it that I can just go every single day and email them? How is that possible? What if there was a way to have something running in the background that did every single step above auto-magically, right? How cool would that be? Well, I actually built one for my own agency. Do you want to see it? Guys, give me a 1 if you want to see this tool that I built that does everything automatically. Okay, good. That's what I like to hear. Jeremy already screamed it out. Yes, I want to see easy. Okay. Guys, some of you may be aware, but the answer is Scope Leads, right? So Scope Leads is a tool that I've built for myself starting in 2016. And what it does is essentially everything we just described automatically, all right? And this is where all of your time saving is going to come into play. So what exactly is Scope Leads? Well, first, it creates a list of businesses that are actively in need of your services. So it doesn't just get a list of websites, it goes and sees in the website if they need your help, the same way I showed you today in this presentation. Then it finds all of their information and, of course, their email address. You can create a completely custom audit or a fake audit showing them the problems with their website. A personalized spam-free email is sent to the entire list of business owners with their name merged in, okay? So they think it's a completely personal email, and it is. The software will then send conditional follow-up emails based on the recipient's action. Did they open? Did they click the link? Did they reply to my previous email, etc.? And then everything is tracked in the Neat CRM and with beautiful reporting. Did I mention that all of that is done in seconds just by clicking go? So imagine searching for your niche, going to sleep, and waking up to dozens of people that responded to you interested in your offer. That's exactly what we have happening every single day in Scope Leads. Right? You no longer have to spend a whole Sunday building that prospecting list. You push one button and the entire thing is done in seconds. So you'll get a chance to use it in a moment, but first, let me show it to you live in action so you can see how powerful it really is. So let me go back to the browser for a second, and you'll see Scope Leads here. Let me zoom in a bit. This is the beautiful dashboard where I can get a quick glance at my stats, how many emails I sent, how many people opened my emails, if I had any links in it, things like that. And of course, I can change the reports around. But remember, the magic happens over at the campaigns where we actually need to find the leads and build that prospecting list. All right. So let's say I want to capture roofers like we did in our example. I'll do a new search. And then we're presented with all of these options over here. So no matter what you sell, we probably have an option for you. If you're selling social media and you want to sell those $20, cover page things I mentioned, we can find businesses that are lacking social media presence. We'll find businesses who have poor SEO or schema SEO. Anyone who's not running AdWords, people that are not running Facebook ads, people that don't even have a website but that are in your city on Google Maps, people that have a website but aren't mobile responsive, and you can sell them a responsive website if you do web design. Or video, if you do video marketing. Or reputation management, you can see people have bad reviews. Or if you already spent time building your own prospecting list, you can just upload your own. All right, so let's just do a regular search for now. And I'll do something like shingle repair, which I previously did. I'll do Buffalo, why not? I'll click next. And at this point, I'm offered the option to look over my leads, run standard, and then email them one by one. Or I can do auto. And with auto, the leads will automatically be sent a template or a sequence that we pre-select over here. So I can send them an email specifically, personalized about roofers, or I can send a sequence which will follow up with them if they don't respond to me or if they don't open my audit or anything like that. Right. So for now, I'm just going to stick with the standard. So I don't want to email anyone right now. And I'll click extra leads and I'll click finish, and that should get going within a couple of seconds, and that whole thing will be completed. Let me just show you another one that I already have running. And okay, so for roofers in Toronto, I wanted to find people who are missing social media. So we found 83 leads, and 61 out of those we found the emails for. Okay, that's pretty good. Now in this campaign, or in this search rather, I sent 34 emails and 25 of those were opened. And you can see the data here. It's very, very filled out, right? We have the business name. We have the personal name, right? The owner's name. We have the address, the phone number, the emails. If they have multiple emails, we have the website. We can even run an audit for the website. And let me show you what that looks like. So on my custom website, or rather landing page, it puts my logo at the top. You can put any logo you want. And it says, the audit we prepared for you. Here's all the stuff that's wrong with your website. It says all of that. And of course, at the end, it will have your call to action, call me now. Okay. And in the link, it has their business name in it. So again, it's your domain, your link, very, very personalized. Now you might notice over here that we already have everything tracked: who opened my emails, who clicked on a link, and even who replied to my emails, which is very, very important for seeing, the follow-ups. And this guy tagged as a hot lead. So if I open the CRM here, I can see I sent an email, I opened it, hot lead, call back soon, and I'll click save. And I'll start working with my leads in that way. All right, so that's the gist of it. But let's say I want to send this guy, or let's choose someone else who has bad social media. Aileen, right? Aileen Anderson from Alien Roofing. I want to email her about the problems that she has with her social media. So I'll click email, and what I'll do over here is I'll just open the composer, and I'll be like, strange question, ... And in the merge field, I'll do, hey, first name, and look at all these personalizations we have, right? We have the business name, the first name, last name, company address, website, phone number. We can take a screenshot of their website. We can include a fake audit, which I'll show you in a second. Social lacking, Google rating, keyword, city, right? So I'll do, hey, first name, and then I'll put there if we can't find the first name. Who should I send this audit to? I'm just doing this really quickly. Obviously, this is not what I'm going to send. And what's going to happen over here is that it's actually going to send a screenshot of their website with the fake audit that I showed you, right? It's going to put their screenshot and this play button on top of it in an image. I'll say, you are currently lacking a put social lacking merge field. So it's going to show them which profiles they're missing. So it's going to put it in grammatically correct, and you're missing your Facebook, comma, Google. In her case, she's actually missing all three, I can see. And you make them for you. And you can check your spam score and, of course, send it over or schedule it for later. Okay, so that's the power in the personalization and in what you send to the person. So I'm not going to send that one, but let me show you really quickly the email sequences. And I'll do simple follow-up. And you can see in this one that, you know, if they reply, this sequence will stop, but the first email sends immediately. Have you seen this question mark? And this is a much better written template, and that one will send right away. But the second one down here is going to send 1 day after. So it's actually only going to send, I can change it to 2 days after, or 21 days, or 3 days, right? And I'm going to make it on the condition that the prospect does not open the previous email. So only send this one if they don't open the previous email. And then I can follow up again, send, 4 days after the previous email, on the condition that, maybe they do open it and things like that. So you can keep going, or you can just remove it. And that's the power of following up. So you never have to do it manually every single day again. All right, let me just show you one more thing. It looks like our search is almost done. And let's just show you the mobile view, which is really cool because I know a lot of you do web design, but you can see we have like an iPhone emulator over here. And those of you in the crowd, I know some of you probably use Tinder or any of these dating apps. You're used to swiping left and right? So what I'll be doing is I'll literally be walking to the gym. And by the way, this works on your phone too. I'll be swiping left and right on whether or not I think I can help this person. Right? This person has a bad website. Great. I'll swipe it to the left. Or this person has a bad website. I'll swipe it to the right rather. And what's happening in the background is it's actually sending a mail or a sequence with the screenshot of their mobile saying, hey, this is what your site looks like on mobile. It's absolute garbage. Let me, quickly make you a mobile responsive website. It's super important for SEO. It's super important for all the sort of things that you need in order to succeed in your business. So I'll just keep swiping, and that's what's happening. Guys, you can be getting clients every single day just by swiping your phone. All right, that's the power of this specific tool, which I really like using. So everything we did before, right? I showed you how to do it in Excel and how to go to the person's website manually. And sorry for wasting your time. It's completely automated and it's tracked for you. So how can you start using Scope Leads right now? Well, Scope Leads regularly costs over $1,100 per year for the pro version access. And there's also 3 crucial components available for $211. We have high converting email templates for plug and play success. We offer that so that you can, sort of just put in our winning emails and start getting responses. We have a 6-figure sales guide and script to convert to leads once they say, sure, let's get on the phone and have that consultation. We also have an elite community for our training webinars like this one, case studies of successful students, and a lot more. So the total of your first year will be $1,400. But right now, for this webinar only, you can get every feature I showed you and every component I just listed at the lowest it will ever be. And that's at $249 per year. So we're crossing off $1,400. I think it's over like 82% off, and you're saving $1,150. Guys, if you want to get this right now, go to scopeleads.com/special. And I believe Sanisha just put that in the chat for you. Scopeleads.com/special. You'll be able to check out all the testimonials, all the features there, and things like that. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to go over what exactly you're getting with this special. So Scope Leads Pro unlocks the ability to run 2 additional campaign types. You have AdWords and website lacking. It also unlocks automation, which is a feature that lets you go to sleep while it emails everyone. Last but not least, smart sequences will be unlocked which allows the follow-up emails to be sent automatically. Okay, the Pro version is very powerful. You don't really want to use it without it. We also have the high converting email templates. So it's word for word templates that simply work are going to be preloaded into your account. You can use them as templates or sequences and get the same results. There's a total of 12 templates for each campaign type. Craig says everyone should be using this script. It works. The third is the consultation sales training. And this is a training by me on how to take the prospect from just being sort of interested, yeah, let's talk, to literally paying you. So it's step by step what to say in the phone call to sell your services without being salesy. There's also a complete 6-figure script available for you to download and use. Drew says, I haven't even really had time to implement the new lead sources yet. It's really just a sales technique that has drastically improved my close rate. The fourth component is the private network and ongoing training. So we have a Facebook group. We have bi-monthly webinars to keep you engaged and learning the newest cold email methods. You can chat with like-minded software users and learn what's working for them. And you can request new features, get blazing fast support, and get access to bonus features and giveaways. Andrew says the Scopely software is great. What has been the even better value is the help and advice I've been given by the guys in the community. Brad says, this group at Scopely has been great. I've learned a lot about the business from this group and Lior alone. Guys, the group is really, really active. People posting, dozens of times per week or even per day recently. It's really the heart of anything that you purchase online. Yes, it works, and yes, it gets results. Michael says, I want to thank Lior and the team for creating such an awesome software. I was able to land 2 clients in the roofing niche and 1 client who covers a range of different services. Now I have my hands full trying to fulfill services for the clients. If you're looking to save money and a way to get more consistent flow of leads, this is for you. Herb says, we stopped wasting time cold calling to get the leads we need. We signed up 3 new clients using Scope leads that we never would have landed using the methods that were typical for us before we got the tool. Craig says, before using Scope leads, I was manually cold emailing my niche and it took forever. Now with Scope leads, I can reach out to hundreds of businesses each day very quickly. This allows me to use it in the morning for an hour or 2 and stop when I've gotten enough responses to keep me busy for the rest of the day. So you might be thinking, is this for me? Who is Scope leads for? Well, Scope leads is for anyone starting in digital marketing and that needs a clear plan of action with a tool that can get it done, right? We're going to provide you with that tool and we're going to provide you with a clear training and plan of action. Anyone with experience selling or doing digital marketing that can use more clients, Scope leads is for you. Anyone with a sales team that's hungry for leads and wants to save time, not buying leads, Scope leads is for you. Scopeleads.com/special. I see a lot of questions pouring in. Just give me a couple more seconds to show you a couple more success stories. Iman, he bought Scope leads on the last webinar. He says, the last 24 hours has been freaking crazy. Not only have I made a positive ROI from getting it, but I got my foot in the door with some of the biggest companies in my area. And Iman again says the fake audit is golden. I literally have businesses calling me and asking for the audit. I have had CEOs straight up giving me their personal email to send them the audit. I landed 3 more clients since the integration. He's really killing it in the group. So I want to give you a special webinar bonus so you leave here not just getting Scope leads, but getting the best value out of this. So only for people buying right now on this webinar, I'm going to share the exact walkthrough that Michael, who got those 3 roofing clients, and Iman, who I just showed you, they created a walkthrough that landed them their clients using Scope leads. So they have their campaigns, scripts, everything. They've included it all. And the reason I'm doing this is because training from a real user is worth more than anything I can provide myself. Right? I can talk to you all day about cold emailing and how I do it and things like that. But these are real users using it, and you're going to be able to see with your own eyes, follow along with them, and get clients for yourself. All right? So guys, you have 2 options at this point. You can keep prospecting manually, spending hours and days preparing and tracking everything, or you can start using Scope Leads and automate your sales process at the cheapest it will ever be. We got Tyrell. He says, what's up from London? Just sent out my first 25 emails and I got a reply and a personal number to get on a call in 5 minutes. This is fire. He follows up at the top. He says, wow, sent out about 200 emails so far and 6 replies. This is saving me so much time. I'm waking up to responses. Richard says, by the way, Lior, loving the platform so far. Got 4 leads, 1 moving down our funnel. It's awesome. So quickly, what you're getting, recap, and then I'll start answering questions. You're getting instant access to Scope Leads Pro. Okay, automation, everything. There's no upsells, nothing after this. You're getting the templates, the sales scripts, the Facebook community. You're getting the Scope Leads Power Users training, right? This is Michael and Iman, the exact campaigns that got them the responses and their clients. So we're going to put it one more time in the chat box. That's scopeleads.com/special. And I'll head over just to sort of show you what it looks like. Someone said, how long does this offer last for? Yes, it does expire within the hour. And the reason for that is because it's 82% off and we usually charge $1,200 for this. So you're saving a ton of money and we can't keep this open forever. So if you get it within the next hour, it's only $249 for the year. Anthony says, is there a monthly charge after you purchase the initial product? Nope. So it's just Scope Leads, no charges after that, and it's annually recurring, and it locks in at that price. And yeah, no monthly. Mandeep is asking about support. Yeah, you can just go to support. I want to show you really quickly the support we have in the app. You can either email support@scopeleads.com, or you can just use this little chat widget and just be like, hey, I need help, and then one of our staff is going to get to you really, really quickly. We have people that are always monitoring this and stuff. Like, oh, there he goes already. Wow. Okay. And so we're always keeping up to date. On the bottom left, you can say, you can see the type of improvements we do and the changes we make. So it's not just the software you're buying and that, the owner just ditches and things like that. We definitely keep you going. Someone said about the regular price. So this is the website we're redesigning right now. As you can see, the price is $99 per month for the Pro version. Very, very soon. Not like making that number up or anything like that. So yeah, you can either get it for that or you can pick it up for the entire year with the Pro version and with all the upgrades. Renata says, do I need to create the audit method myself after the client says yes to the first email? Yeah, that's the whole point. So you save so much time, and now the person's saying, hey, what do I do? I want to see this thing. So you just go out and make the audit, or you can send them a Scope Leads audit. Julian asks a great question. He says, do we need accounts like Amazon or SendGrid, MailJet to send out emails? Yes, you will need something to send out emails, but whatever you're currently using, it integrates with Scope Leads. So if you're using G Suite or Gmail, you just literally click one button, it logs you in, and then you can start sending from your G Suite account or your Gmail account. We also have really good guides for setting up any of those other SMTPs you mentioned, and of course, we'll just do it for you if you have any trouble. Mandeep says, what about the second year? I think I already answered that. It will renew at the same price, so you lock in this price. You don't have to worry about paying thousands of dollars for any software tools. Richard, is the price grandfather? Yeah, I just answered that. All right. Someone's saying, does this work anywhere in the world? Yes, Scope Leads will work anywhere you search. So you can search, you can be in Germany, Canada, Australia, it will work because it's on any device. And you can also search for any city in any country or any town or anything like that. And it works in any language. So go ahead and search for any city that you live in if you want to work with your local city. I personally recommend working with America. That's where the money is, to be honest. But you can choose to search wherever you want. Okay. Someone says, I already searched in India. It worked. Exactly. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Someone asked about spam. So yeah, we have an internal spam checker. And of course, because you're using your own stuff, you're using your own domain, you're using everything you own, everything's going to be in your complete control. So there's no, another user affecting your spam score or anything like that. And of course, with our spam checks, with our training, there's no reason why you should be hitting the spam box. So yeah, do not worry about that. That's just a mindset thing. All right, it's hard to scroll up and keep up with these questions. Let's try. If I don't get to your question, just kindly paste it back in, but I will go through. Some people are saying, I already use Scopely. It's great. Someone said my assistant's using it. That's fine. Yeah, your assistant can use it. No problem. Someone said, can you recommend good training about AdWords and how to fix problems like this? Yeah. So in the app itself, you'll see the members content section where our previously recorded webinars already are. And one of them goes specifically into that audit I just showed you and how to, I think it's training number 2 or 3, shows you exactly how to make that audit and land PPC clients using Scope Leads. Anurag says, how do you price AdWords services? Percentage of spend? I actually charge monthly because I deal with people who are not e-commerce, so they don't really have a ton of products or funnels. And I've always charged $1,500 per month. Michael says, will there be a replay? Yeah, this is being recorded, although probably not going to post it because timer's running out. Karen, what would you use to book the appointments online? I use Schedule Once. You can use Calendly or Acuity or any of those. Okay, someone says questions. Jeremy says Scopely's works great. Thank you. Michael's saying about checking the site condition. Yeah, so Scopely is going to filter out the people who need your marketing help. So you're no longer going out and checking yourself if that is needed. As he says, I've been wanting to get this for a while. Now is the time. Yep, now is the time. Okay, Jeremy says, do not do that. It's too good of a deal. Doug, if you have any sales questions or issue with buying, just use the chat box on the website, scopeleads.com/special, or just hit up support@scopeleads.com. We'll definitely make sure you get in. Someone asked about the email templates. Yeah, so if you buy this, all of that is going to be unlocked in your members content area. And of course, we have a help center with, we just finished putting together like every single guide. Very, very short and sweet, but beautifully designed and organized. How to set up the software, how to use it. And of course, if you need any help at all, you can just hit the chat widget and we'll definitely help you out there. Okay, let's see what other questions. Again, guys, we have a lot of questions throwing in. There's a lot of people on the call. Please bear with me. Michael says, can completely new sequences be set up for different services? Yes, of course. We're not limiting to who you can search for. So we have people using Scope Leads for the really interesting things. Like we have someone who's like a cover band artist. We have people who sell insurance, people who sell like dog products. Really, really interesting stuff. Definitely does not need to be just for digital marketers, but it's especially for that. Anthony says a monthly charge. Nope. This specific offer is annual. Regularly, it's monthly. And it's a lot more expensive than this. All right, let's see what we have. James says, are we going to have an SSL search? That is something we plan on doing. It's probably going to be within the next 2 months. Someone says, I recommend USA2. Richard, how many logins? Yeah, one person can use at a time, or else it will boot you out. Of course, we don't have any fraud or people sharing accounts. Anthony says, I'm in, just bought it. Sweet. New clients, woohoo. Guys, give me a hashtag I'm in if you're in. If you got Scopely's, you're in. Boom. Okay. Good. Good. That's what I like to see. Mandeep, buying it now. Thank you. Renata, what extra tools will I need to work with Scopely? Absolutely nothing. So we are not limiting you to, but you don't need to go and buy proxies. You don't need to download anything. You don't need to do anything. As long as you have an email address, you can send through Scopely. Right? If you want to send thousands and thousands of emails, yes, you can sign up for a free SMTP server, right? I think you can send like 10,000 emails a month on those. And then if that's not enough for you, then you might be spending, I think it's like 0.000 like 1 of a penny for every email you send after that. Yeah, so it's completely, nothing else to buy. Don't worry about that. And Michael says, I've been waiting as well. I'm going to be up all night with this. That's what I like to hear. Although the point is that you're saving so much time, you don't need to be up all night. D asks an interesting question. Do you recommend using a burner G Suite email account instead of a primary agency G Suite account? Because we're using the API, it has nothing really to do with your account. It has to do with the API, although it's more about your domain name. So if you have an issue with spam, which again, you shouldn't have unless you're really spamming people. And again, Scope Leads is about targeted leads that need your help. So it's not going to be an issue unless you're sending a lot of emails that have nothing to do with that. But yeah, you can always set up another domain that's related to your domain and then forward that one in to your website if they ever decide to check it out. Doug, any way to do a site speed search? Actually, within the audit, it does say, it does include the site speed and the loadings of the site and things like that. So that should help. Joseph, hope you feel better. We don't plan on posting a replay, but if you email support, maybe we can set something up. But of course, this timer is going to run out. Karen, is there a retargeting lead search? Yes, we can search for people who are not running retargeting and things like that if you sell Facebook ads. James already own it. Blair already have it. Awesome. Mandeep's taking out the credit card. James, ETA for agency version, probably Q4 of 2018. Richard, so the VA or sales manager can use it while I'm not logged in? Correct. Jitesh, once we search lead Scope Leads, does Scope Leads show the same leads to all Scope Leads customers? Great question. Okay, so Scope Leads is not like many other tools. Actually, every single other tool we've sort of just spoken to the owners about, they use databases. So they will gather databases, they'll make sure the database is clean, and they'll try to grow it as much as possible. Scope Leads doesn't work with a shared database at all. So we're not serving up the same leads to people, although that shouldn't necessarily be a problem for you because there are billions and billions of people out there, or I should say millions of businesses, and most of them need your help. So in that aspect, it shouldn't matter because as long as you just choose an interesting niche or a city, you should be fine. But every time you run a search in Scope Leads is a completely brand new search. It's fresh. So if you run it now and 10 minutes from now, you might have different leads. Okay, so it's always fresh. We never serve like stale leads or anything like that. We're always looking for the most up-to-date owner name and email address and things like that. Brad's talking about custom tracking everything through your domain. Yep, so everything's totally independent now. You're using your own domain name. Everything's running through your own domain name. The audit's on your own domain name, the click tracking, so you don't have to worry about other people ruining your reputation. Someone said, what's the support email? It is support@scopeleads.com. Mandeep said, how I sell this to other people. Yeah, if you want to recommend it because you love it, then you can definitely hit up our support and we'll set you up with an affiliate account if you're using it. Joey, do I get a widget for my website so visitors can check their website from my site? It's not really how we work. We are finding sort of from the back end, we're finding their email addresses, we're finding out what's wrong with their site, and then we reach out to them, right? This is outbound prospecting that we can control and we can predict how many sales we can get. You're thinking about inbound, which is a bit different. DS, sorry, I just purchased. Do you recommend using Burner? I think I already answered that. Jitest, how does it send emails? I think I answered that. It's through your own account. Michael, can we upload custom lists for testing sites? Like if I build a list from my own scraping, can I see what issues with user? Yeah, it's a good question. So when you upload a CSV to ScopeLeads, we're not just using your emails and acting like an autoresponder because we're not an autoresponder. But what we will do is we'll enrich those leads. So we'll show you what they're missing from their site, like their social and things like that. And then we'll also try to find the owner's name and email. So it really works in that way where we enrich your own data. Mandeep says, how do you create this huge database? We did not create a huge database. Every time you run the search, again, it's fresh. So we find fresh leads for you. Brad, I'm not sure what you meant about the you care about your customers thing, but thank you. Jitesh, is it through SMTP from ScopeLeads or something else? Yeah, so whatever you connect us with, we connect with all SMTP servers and all IMAPs, so we can actually track if you got the reply or not. So whether you're using G Suite, Gmail, SendGrid, Mailgun, anything like that, GoDaddy, Webmail, Namecheap, you can send your emails through it. DS, if you have any questions about your email or anything like that, you can go to our help.scopeleads.com and you'll see the Gmail answers. But yeah, you can use a burner address if you think you're going to be spammy and direct it, or you can choose your primary address, which is probably have more of a reputation already. Michael says, any chance you'll be adding review rankings? We already show the SEO lacking, and we already show people that have bad reviews in Google Maps or Google Places, which is my favorite. When I travel, I always use that. People who have bad reviews there, they need help. Brad, what I meant is you're always improving your software and service. So many tools just make, sell, and forget the users. Thank you so much. All right, guys, I think we're going to close this off. There's still a lot of people on the call. So if you have some last minute burning questions, feel free to ask them and I'll get to them. Otherwise, I'm going to let some of you sit with this timer and so you can make a decision on your own before it runs out. Yeah, I hope that answered your question, Michael. Oh yeah, Blair asked about the spreadsheet. Let me just get that for you now. And you guys can throw in some more questions while that's happening. All right, just make sure to save a copy to your own drive first. And that should be enough. There you go. It's in the chat. I love you too, dude. No problem. If you need any help with anything, let us know and we will definitely help you. Our support is really, really fast from 9 to 6 p.m. Eastern. All right, guys, there's still a lot of people on this call, so you either really like the sound of my voice or you have questions. Make sure to put them in. If I didn't see them yet, I promise to get to them. And one more time, the link is in the chat box. That's scopeleads.com/special. Okay, cool. All right, guys, I'm going to close out this webinar. I really want to thank you for joining. And of course, if you have any questions at all, within the next half an hour or at any time, you can go to our website, or you can hit up support@scopeleads.com, and we will make sure you get supported. And of course, you can always choose to use all the information that I shared with you today in doing it manually. Go and build your prospecting list. Spend time finding out, who the owner is, what the email address is. Spend time finding their mistakes and do it that way. It does work. Of course, it will take you a lot of time and it will cost you a couple $100 a month for all those tools to speed up that time. But I really hope you choose to do cold emailing in general, and that you'll consider Scope Leads before the timer runs out. All right, guys, have an awesome day, and we will speak soon. Bye, everyone.